Buff Nation!
Let's go!
Welcome into DNVR Buffs Primetime. We are presented by Illegal Pete's, everyone's go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and beers. Studio B for Buffs.
Studio B for Buffaloes, baby.
Day 10 of camp. T.O.'s there. We had a scrimmage on Saturday.
Yeah.
It just never stops.
I know. You have Michael Westbrook there. You have T.O. there. You have Russell Wilson and Cortland Sutton there. It's something new every day. This is something that Neely told us about in our very first ever show that we did with Neely. He's like, just wait. There's always something new around the corner. And T.O., not just here today, all week.
Uh-huh.
Here for the week.
Yep.
There is not another coach in the country that can get Terrell Owens to spend a week with their program.
And another Hall of Famer, both on, I guess, I don't want to say same positions, but they're going up against each other.
Yep.
These wide receivers and corners, man, getting to pick the brains of some of the best players all time to play those positions.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And, you know, it's really interesting kind of like the NCAA rules around all this stuff.
Right.
But it's still so valuable to have that perspective here. Even just to speak to the team like T.O. did this morning, which just dropped on Well Off. I just saw a clip of that. I haven't had a chance to watch the whole thing yet, but bringing in an all-time great player, all-time great personality.
Yes.
And just someone that I think is so important to learn from. When it comes to these things for this guy. It's like, Lawrence just mentioned Nate Robinson was there the other day. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on.
It's pretty crazy, man. And more to come. Let's talk about today's practice. So Uncle Neely was back, first off.
Yes.
So
missed him.
Yes.
Missed him.
We missed him greatly. We missed his insight as well. He said it was a little flat, little lackluster today. Had a big scrimmage on Saturday, of course. Kind of makes sense.
Yeah. I think I said this last time they had a day off. There's two ways to really upset your coaches. It's have a bad day before a day off and have a bad day after a day off. Mm-hmm. I'm sure the coaches weren't too stoked that, as Neely put it, they had Monday energy today. It's certainly understandable, right?
Yes.
You go all out on Saturday, you get one day off, and then you come back on Monday. It's hard to just like ramp right back up. But it's one of those things where, you know, you hope to not have that happen. And so I'm sure the coaches weren't too stoked that they were a little flat today. But they've got, you know, the whole rest of the week to get it back. I
mean, we're only just halfway through camp right now. But let's talk about what happened on the fields.
Oh, Neely's back? Also, yes. Alyssa's back.
We're thankful
back for that.
Yes. Welcome back, Alyssa.
Welcome back, Alyssa.
Thanks.
Our producer isn't going to bully us anymore.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. All right, let's talk about what happened today. Shedeur. What Neely said was his accuracy doesn't stand out anymore. It's almost just expected.
Yeah, I know we're going to talk a little bit about the scrimmage later, but there's a throw he has in there to Travis Hunter that's basically just putting a ball through a pinhole.
Yeah.
I don't know how he did it, but he can put the ball wherever he wants. There was a play a couple weeks ago where he's like rolling right, he breaks out of the pocket, and you've got Xavier Weaver coming across, and he just easily just like flips it in there and hits Xavier on the run to his weak side, right between the numbers.
Yep.
And it's just like this dude can put it wherever he wants to, and I'm telling you, it's not possible to even quantify how valuable that is as a quarterback. But especially in college where you're getting a little bit bigger windows, and if you are confident in putting it into smaller windows in this sport, you're going to have a lot of success. So just imagine, you know, when it's 3rd and 3 and they want to throw it, and Shedeur puts a little slant out there for Javon Antonio, and instead of it being back here where the receiver can, or where the DB can reach in and break it up, it's just out here where he's not getting around Javon Antonio to make that play. So it's just like, it's maybe 2 feet difference, but you wouldn't notice it when it just gets broken up. You're just, oh, that's a nice play by the DB.
Yeah.
But when you see it done the right way and it's out here in front of him where the DB can't even get to around that big body, it's just like, oh, well, there's your first down. You move the chains. And so it's like these little things that having as Eric puts it in the comments, a sniper at quarterback, just give you, and you wouldn't even notice it until you see what it looks like when it's not there.
Right. He just looks more confident, like quicker in his footwork and his reads, even in 7-on-7 and stuff now than even just a few weeks ago. I mean, his vibe is just pure confidence and just swag at this point. Like, he already knows what he's capable of, and he's already kind of feeling himself. So, great spot to be in a few weeks before the game.
Yep.
First game. Dylan Edwards, player of the day today, ripped off another big run.
Every day, Dylan.
Every single day.
He's back. He's back. I was talking to a friend this week. It's kind of hard to talk to my friends who aren't as dialed as we are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no one's ever been as dialed as we are right now, at this stage of the season. So I talked to my friends, and they're like, oh, like, so do you think, or I was like, Dylan Edwards is amazing or something. They're like, oh, like, he's not going to redshirt? And I was like, oh, no. No. He will not be redshirting or anything even near that.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to be out there, and he is going to be making plays for this team. And, Jake, I don't know if there's very many teams in the country that have two players in their starting lineup, or not starting lineup, but in there that can be on the field at the same time with the speed of Jimmy Horn and Dylan Edwards. Those are two guys that if you get one half step behind them, it's over.
Mm-hmm. And Tarvaris Dawson, Will Gaines, Jalen Ellis is a 4.3 guy or a track guy. It's pretty remarkable just how much speed this offense has.
Totally.
That's pretty much it. Arden Walker, defensive player of the day today. Uncle Neely said he took coaching really well and applied it almost instantly. Had a little bit of a mess up. Was able to take that coaching from, I believe, Coach Nick, although he may be working inside, I guess, because what we figured out is a lot of guys are kind of working in and out.
In and out, yep. I think they want to be super multiple with their fronts and how they can do it. And you could go Shane Cokes at nose.
Yep.
You can go Shane Cokes at edge, and everything in between. So, you know, they're going to want to throw a bunch of different looks at these guys, and you can get a power rush, you can get a speed rush. You can put Kyrie Mans out there.
Yep.
And you can put, Amari McNeil out there. Like,
right.
They're just going to be rotating these guys in all sorts of different ways to try and keep those offensive linemen on their toes.
That's pretty much what happened at practice today. Again, we haven't watched ball off yet, so we'll have to go back and watch that later. Let's talk about what Coach Bartolone and Jimmy Horn had to say after practice. But first, a word from our friends at Circle K. We're excited to partner with our friends at Circle K, and you can check out your local Circle K for the best coffee, beer, and snack selection, premium gas as well. We've got some freebies and giveaways from them coming on down the road, so keep an eye out for that. Circle K is the best place for road trip snacks. They got tons of locations. Shout out to them for sponsoring DNVR, and make sure you visit your nearest Circle K. Also, shout out to Shedeur's No. 2 barbecue sauce. Everybody, at least in the Pac-12, knows the nation's soon to be on notice.
Yep.
Shedeur's No. 2 is a tomato-based, rich, thick, sweet molasses-style barbecue sauce with tangy vinegar and fiery heat. Finishes with a subtle smoky note. You can head on over to plbse.com. Use the code ALLCITY, all caps, all one word, while you're there, and you'll get 10% off your order of Shedeur's No. 2. All right.
This stuff is so good.
It's amazing. By the way, I need a new bottle.
You're telling me?
I know who I'm talking to right now. Okay, let's talk about what Coach Bar. Do you want to do Bartolone or Jimmy first?
Start with Bart.
He spoke about the receivers. We had the truck leave right at the end of his availability today. He started off just talking about this group as a whole. Said it's a lot of fun. They're a group that's ultra competitive, and most of them approach it like a pro already. On Xavier Weaver, he said he's got every tool to be an NFL receiver and do it at a high level. He leads by example, and that just matches basically what Coach Prime said on Friday.
Yeah. This wide receiver room is really special. And the question that we put in the headline was, is this the best group on the team?
Mm-hmm.
I think the answer is yes.
Yep.
I think the answer is yes, and it has, as Jimmy put it, has everything. We'll talk about how he described it here in a second, but It has the size. It has the speed. It has your possession wide receiver. It has your seam stretchers. It has your physical guys. It's got everything. And all of these guys are talented. I mean, the fact that, we talk a lot about Xavier Weaver and we talk a lot about Jimmy Horn and we talk a lot about Javon Antonio and, of course, Travis Hunter. And then, like, a guy like Tarvarish Dawson, who got a shout-out from Coach Prime in the press conference the other day, doesn't even come up very often. We've only really seen him a little bit in the well-off videos. It's like, what a unbelievably deep group Jalen Ellis just got here. I don't think there's another group on the team that has as many guys with as high level of play.
For sure. Shedeur already gushed about how it's easy for him in 4 wide, how he just gets excited about throwing to all these guys. On Jalen Ellis, Coach Bartolone was asked of him. He said mentally he's good. We just got to get him in shape and get him up to speed. A lot of guys like that coming in fairly recently. He also spoke about Omarion Miller specifically. He's taking ownership of learning the offense. He's a guy that can run, go up, and grab the ball, and he's getting better every single day. I know we said we'll talk about the scrimmage later, but that play from Omarion Miller.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. What else do we got? Coach Bartolone on Jimmy Horn's performance in camp said he was awesome and excellent. He's one of those guys that he calls a pro. And then Coach Bartolone on Travis Hunter's progression as a wide receiver from when he got to CU to now, night and day, said he's the most explosive athlete he's coached.
Dude, well, let's talk about Travis right now, because I know we'll talk a little bit about his catch in the scrimmage a little bit later.
Yeah, my God.
I don't think I've ever seen a player who tracks and attacks the ball as well as he did.
His ball skills are off the charts.
It's unbelievable. It was one of the first things that you pointed out in the film room that you did on him. Remember, right when he transferred, you said that these ball skills are special.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a player who can do that. He can find the ball anywhere, contort his body, and go get it. Like I said, track and attack. I've never seen a player do it that well. And, I've seen some really good wide receivers.
Yes.
Trying to compare to some of the NFL guys I've seen, like Emmanuel Sanders comes to mind.
Right.
In the way that he was able to go get balls. But the way that Travis contorts his body to make those plays, it's just a little different.
Yeah. Justin Jefferson-esque.
Or even like Devontae Smith.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he's special, man. Jimmy Horn then took the podium. I didn't get everything from him, so if you remember anything I don't mention, jump in. But he said about playing with
twerking.
No, not twerking. It's live tweeting's hard sometimes.
It is. It's a learned skill.
Sometimes you're typing something out and you don't realize till when you type it out, like, no, actually this doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. You kind of have to have a filter of like, oh, that's good, and then you hear them saying something better. You're like, I have to scrap this.
Right, exactly.
Go to that.
Exactly. So Jimmy Horn talked about playing with Xavier Weaver again at CU. He said, that's my dog. We locked in for life.
Yep. Yeah, and then I asked him if they talk about – I didn't want him to, like, throw their quarterback at USF under the bus.
Yeah.
But I was just like, do you guys talk about the opportunity that you have, like, coming from kind of a tough situation last year and now working with Shedeur? And he said, yeah, that's something we talk about all the time. Like, he's my guy, and working with Shedeur is just huge.
I mean, I'd believe it. And they'd got to be incredibly stoked. We saw the quarterback they had last year.
Yeah.
So, he also was asked about Omarion Miller and Adam Hopkins, how those young guys are coming.
And really quick, when it comes to a guy like Jimmy Horn, ball placement, which he mentioned, talking about Shedeur, is even more important. If you can hit him and not let him break stride, it's game over.
Right.
There better be someone over the top of him. And he and Dylan have that shoulder fake down, man. Yeah. And you're SOL if you're in the open field. Like, I saw someone giving Trevor Woods shit for Dylan going right by him. And it's like, no one is making that play on Dylan Edwards in the open field. Like Ed Reed probably struggles to make that play against Dylan Edwards in the open field.
Right. on Mary Miller and Adam Hopkins, though, they're doing their thing right now. You can tell that they want it. They just look kind of ready, honestly. And we can go more in depth when we get to the scrimmage, but they don't really look like freshmen to me, honestly. Like, you could have told me these guys have been playing college football for a year or two, and their talent just speaks for itself at this point.
Amen.
Jimmy Horn Jr. on how he's grown since the spring says, I feel like I'm more comfortable now. I can express myself better on the field, which I thought was just an interesting line. But just do what I do. I think everyone who got here back then is just more comfortable now. This is their team.
Yes, totally. You know, it's just like, I don't know, you go to a new job or whatever, and you're still learning, you know, like the best place to park when you get there and all that stuff. You don't feel settled in. After a few months, all of a sudden that just becomes part of your routine. And I think that's where these guys are at. They know every spot. They know how to get to every room in the facility.
Yep.
They're in their routine right now, which is huge for the guys of this age, is just to have a routine. So, yeah, it's nice to see. And, you know, you talked about, I think I was actually someone in the comments who talked about going 4 wide. And we heard Shedeur talk about that. And then I loved when I asked Coach Brett about it, just kind of how like this room complements each other, and how like Jimmy can present more challenges just even when he doesn't have the ball, just with his speed. And he got into it and started going into when they're 4 wide, and how, you know, defenses are going to have nightmares about that.
Coach Bartolone just sounded very excited about this receiving core.
Yeah. He's got the best room on the team.
He does, and I think he knows it, and I think he's maybe kind of blown away at the talent he has, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it blows me away still.
It's unlimited, honestly.
It really is. All right, let's talk about this scrimmage.
I love the quote from Coach Brett on Travis Hunter. What's his role?
Scoring touchdowns. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the scrimmage. What was your biggest takeaway from the scrimmage? The 2 well-off videos in particular.
My biggest takeaway, I think one was about the wide receivers and how much talent they bring. 2, Cormani's coming along.
Yes.
Yeah, I think, like Coach Prime said, slowly but surely, but I think it's even I think he's ready for TCU. 3, it felt like there was a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Didn't love seeing that. Those are my main 3.
All right, you didn't take any of mine. I got 2. First one, the defense is really coming along. And you said there was a lot of pressure, and I noticed that too. I viewed it kind of as a good thing for the defense, though. They were able to get pressure with Shiloh. He got a sack. Even Travis got a sack. Did you see his video? Travis got in there, and I think they got another few just with rushing 4. I mean, I guess you can look at it either way, but we haven't really seen that from the defense so far. So I thought that was an encouraging sign to see. And then just from the scrimmage and from Friday, Michael Harrison's really coming on as tight end 1.
Yeah, he had a long touchdown, man. He made a nice move in there, kind of split the safeties. That was sick.
Omari Miller, you mentioned the wide receivers. It was called back, but that is up there for one of the plays of camp so far.
Yeah.
Considering the circumstances.
Yeah, mossed Travis.
Yes.
I don't think a lot of people can say they've done that.
No, not at all.
And especially not a true freshman.
No. And then Travis just has probably one of his best catches, either in game or in practice, or just chilling on the field.
Which one are you talking about? Because he had 2.
So the one that ended up being a touchdown, where he like kind of turned around a bit.
It was OBJ-esque, but just with 2 hands.
Yes.
But yeah, the same kind of like contort the body, catch it behind your head, tap the toes. It was...
The other sideline one was crazy.
That one was crazier to me.
Really?
Because he had to make such a late adjustment on the ball, and it's just like he flips his body around, sticks his hands out, and kind of like grabs the backside of the ball and holds on to it. That one I was just like, that's just pure natural talent.
Yep. Going in further on this receiving core, I feel like there's a connection with Shedeur and Xavier Weaver, I think, right now. I mean, all of his guys for sure, but like you can see it with them. I think there's one forming with him and Javon Antonio as well. Just Shedeur, I think, really knows how to use Javon's body, and in conjunction with his ability, his hand talent, as we talk about, it's how you're not going to be able to guard them.
No.
Like, you can just put it exactly where it needs to be. And like you said, defenders just can't fight through that body of Javon Antonio.
Yep. And when we talked to Shedeur off camera, he brought up Javon Antonio like almost immediately.
Yep.
So I think you're right there.
And then finally, just Adam Hopkins. He hasn't really had a highlight reel catch or anything yet, but he's just so quick. In his routes off the line, when he has the ball in his hands, he's very, very shifty. Like he's going to be able to pick up yak very easy. Adam Hopkins.
Okay, cool.
What else? Gavin Cold. We said it last week. He's really coming on as QB2, I think. He had I can't remember who it was to, but he had another deep bomb. He's got an easy arm strength. That ball just flies out of his hand.
Yeah, it does. It's because he's so big.
Yep.
It's like, Dustin Johnson on the golf course. Like, he just uses his length and generates so much power.
Yep. What else do we got? Dylan Edwards, I mean, he did it again. He was just like, Shedeur's rolling out to the right, and Dylan just runs a little swing route. Shedeur just dumps it off, and then Dylan's just gone, man.
I mean, you get Dylan in that much open space, that's a touchdown.
It's amazing. Literally every day.
I know.
It's crazy, man.
Well, I love the one he had a couple days ago where it's just like a zone read type of thing, and he makes one cut through the line and gone.
And then Charlie Offerdahl showing the hands a bit too.
Yep.
He continues to pop off like 10-plus yarders, and then we saw him, I think, make a nice catch kind of over the shoulder too, down the field, a little wheel route-ish.
And then also had a little truck stick.
Yeah, he did.
Ran someone over. The comments are upset that we were put into Studio B today. We actually made that decision on our own because we were running late, not our fault, and we didn't want to have to cut the show short and bump into Broncos.
Sorry, chat.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, Jacob's in the chat.
Jacob in the chat. I'm biased, but I believe the specialists have the best room.
What's up, brother?
Great comment.
You mentioned this last week. It really feels like Carter Stoutmire is coming along too, though. He's kind of, I don't want to say he's getting special coaching, but you can tell the guys that they're like coaching up.
Because they think they're going to be important.
Yeah, Omarion Cooper's one of them too at DB. Carter Stoutmire is really getting a lot of love as a freshman. Yep. And then Cormani McLean, like you said, really seems to be coming along, and his natural talent and ability to just cover is just so apparent.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Cameron points out that there's not enough Buffs gear or no Buffs gear in here.
There's not much, huh? We'll work on it.
Tough.
All right. Shout out to Breckenridge Brewery. The Mountain Beach Sour is the beer of the month here at the DNVR bar. We've got Friday Night Live going on. Who is it this week? Avs, I think.
Sounds right.
So we got Avs this week. We got Nuggets, I think, the week after. So come hang out with those guys. Come hang out at the DNVR bar. And get yourself some Breckenridge brews. We've got tons on tap. If you want to find some Breckenridge Brewery near you, though, go to www.breckbrew.com, and you can use their beer locator to find some near you. Then also shout out to Illegal Pete's. This episode of DNVR Buffs Podcast is brought to you by Illegal Pete's.
Sounds so good right now.
Everything sounds great right now, but that particularly. Illegal Pete's burritos, bowls, and tacos are crafted with responsibly sourced and high-quality ingredients. They have a full bar, tons of margaritas, wide selection of craft beer, happy hours from 3 to 8 p.m. every day at all 12 locations. Legal Pete's is your go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and beer for 28 years.
Also, smash that like button, even though this might get me called, full of myself or something on the message boards.
That's what they said, yeah.
They said, what'd they say? If you can't get likes without asking for them, then you don't deserve them. Well, I'll take undeserved likes all day.
It was an interesting weekend being in the CU media.
Yeah, it was.
Say that.
Yeah, it was.
All right, a couple kind of recruiting and portal notes to get through. Do you want to hit Danny Okoye first or Drew Tuazama?
Your choice. Dealer's choice.
Let's do Danny Okoye because we've talked about him quite a bit.
Yep.
He put up
Danny
a top,
Phantom.
Yep, he put up a top 6. I believe yesterday, Tennessee, Texas, Alabama, LSU, Oklahoma, and Colorado. Danny Okoye is listed at 6'4", 241. He's an edge from Noah Homeschool, Tulsa, Oklahoma. He came out and visited earlier in the year. I want to say it was the underclassmen weekend. I can't remember for sure. It may have been the spring game, but he's definitely been out here. He's a near top 150 player in the class, according to 247 Sports Composite, and would really be like the first big, I guess, edge or D lineman like recruit that they would get under Coach Prime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would be huge.
Go ahead.
I guess he had like an interesting quote about.
Yes.
Do you have that?
I can find this real quick.
Okay. He had an interesting quote on like a live or something about CU being in there. I actually did not know how to interpret it.
Yeah, he was on, what do we call it, Twitter Spaces or whatever now?
Yeah, Spaces.
This is from really the it girl on Twitter. She was in there. She said, CU is only in his top 6 in hopes that something works out. Says the Pac-12 isn't the ideal conference for him. However, the transition to the Big 12 may put some points on the board for CU.
Yeah, what is that? Well, I understand that part, but what does in hopes that something will work out mean?
Maybe this is another situation where CU just makes a top 6 just on name brand, and really they already have their mind made up. We've seen this quite a lot.
Yeah, or like, I don't know. It's odd. It's an odd quote, in my opinion.
Yeah. I don't know when he scheduled his commitment, but stay tuned. And then finally, Drew Tuazama. He played football at East Mississippi Community College. The first
Last Chance U.
Last Chance U, thank you. He was playing at UAB last year, actually. He was a redshirt junior. He played in all 13 games. I guess he spent time at Syracuse as well. But last season at UAB, played in 13 games, had 6 TFLs, 5 sacks, 33 total tackles, a forced fumble, and 3 passes broken up. He was just offered out of the portal by CU. Going to his 247 Sports page, not really updated, so I can't tell you when he entered the portal.
I don't understand.
I know, me either.
How is he in the portal? How does he get out of the portal? When would he be eligible?
Well, so when I retweeted this, people were like responding or replying to the tweet of Tuazama's and said like James Houston was a late addition last year for JSU, and we obviously know that whole story and how he ended up. Yes, but I guess it's possible to be a late addition, but yeah, a little unclear at this point. But he has been offered.
That is so weird. How long has he been in the portal? Like, I have so many questions.
Yeah, I don't. Well,
but he has 5. I'll take anyone who had 5 sacks last year.
Yeah, for sure. He's listed at 6'6", 250 when he was at East Mississippi. Here's his UAB stuff. 6'5", 275. We could use that.
Yes.
From Raleigh, North Carolina. And then final thing to update you guys on. This is from our guys at Polk Way. 2025 3-star safety Keon Young was offered by Coach Prime in Colorado. He attends Lakeland High School, same high school as Cormani McLean. He's been coming up, though. Keon Young he's gotten offers from USC, Oregon, and now Colorado. Again, 2025.
Good luck beating CU for a kid from Polk.
Yep. All right, I think that's it. And then we can get to questions, unless you have anything. Oh, Madden.
Yes.
First off, you have an update you want to share with the show.
Ring me, baby. Ring me for the 7th time in the DNVR Madden League. I honestly don't remember what the score of my first game of the playoffs was, but all three were blowouts. Dominant playoffs. Finally got my Super Bowl in this Madden. This is the last season for us in this Madden, and I was gonna break my record because I won 2 championships Madden 20, 3 Madden 21, 2 Madden 20, or 1 Madden 22, and then this one. So like I don't remember what they all were. Anyways, I had one in every single one until this one, and I was almost gonna lose out on it, but I got it done in the last opportunity.
Was it a close game?
Nope, 24-3.
Let's go.
DK Metcalf had like 2,000 receiving yards during the season, and I held him to 1 catch for 3 yards.
People are saying this is a graduate transfer, the guy from UAB. So this may be why.
Okay. Also, that dude who doesn't like the likes is going to hate that story.
Yeah, he is going to hate that story. The reason we're talking about Madden, though, Coach Prime is going to be in Madden, literally animated into Madden, and you can choose to have him mentor you.
So cool. And I don't even think it's a choice. It's just if you go into...
He's just there?
Yeah, if you play Superstar mode, which is an old mode. They had been doing Face of the Franchise. I think it's similar, just slightly different. Yeah, if you go or if you do Superstar mode, Coach Prime is your mentor.
Mm-hmm.
How cool is that?
It's amazing.
The right voice in there and everything. He VO'd it. It's so cool.
The graphics are a little but
I don't know why people are... First of all, you got to let that thing load on Twitter. Are you getting it in like low def on your Twitter?
It looks pretty good to me. I mean, I guess as good as it gets. The characters just look blocky.
Interesting.
And I saw like animations still of it. It just looks awkward. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't played enough Madden. I'm not used to it. How it looks these days.
Fair enough. Anyone who wants to get into the league, you got to email timmyfromsweden@gmail.com.
There you go. I think that's it for today. Let's get to questions. But first, a word from our friends at Shady Rays. Take on the sun with gear built to last. Beautiful day up in Boulder today. Not too hot.
Wait, really quick.
Yes.
We didn't really talk about Coach Prime being in Madden and how important that is. You want to talk about I ain't hard to find? I mean, what percentage of these kids are playing Madden? You're going to hop on there and like Coach Prime is going to call you one day and then the next day you're going to be playing Madden. He's your mentor in the game. You don't think that counts a little bit? That counts.
For sure. I mean, the kids still play Madden like crazy. It's going to resonate, I think, for sure with at least some recruits. And who knows, maybe it's something that like piques the interest of one and they become a future Buff.
Absolutely. Or vice versa. You're playing the game and you're like, wow, this is so cool. Coach Prime's my mentor. And then he calls you.
Right. And we haven't even gotten the NCAA game yet. Just wait until he's actually Coach Prime in the game.
Yep. Robert said, did you lose to Air Force in Madden? No. Got speed everywhere.
Take on the Summit Gear built to last with our friends at Shady Rays. It was a beautiful day up in Boulder. I did not forget my Shady Rays this time.
Good job.
I was covered. And Shady Rays has you all covered. Every pair backed by their lost and broken replacement. Even if you don't like your Shady Rays after 30 days, you can exchange them, no questions asked. Head on over to the Park Meadows Mall. Shop their entire collection. Go to shadyrays.com. Use the code DNVR. You'll get 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. And you can try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. And then also shout out to Backus and Shanker. When you get hurt, Backus and Shanker are here to help. They've been helping Colorado families win for more than 25 years. They've won over $1 billion for their clients and have neighborhood offices in Denver, Aurora, Englewood, and Fort Collins. They help with all kinds of injury cases where you weren't at fault: car accident, motorcycle, rideshare, pedestrians, and trucks. Smash that Shedeur line, 222-2222, to find out if you have a case for free. Backus and Shanker wins.
Alpine said he was watching from the bridge. We saw him today.
Yeah, we saw him.
Good to see you as always. Sorry we were a little busy.
Yeah. But he just described it perfectly. High 60s sun, Boulder Creek bubbling below him. Can't get much better. Watching some football, too.
Imagine being a player and walking out today and feeling that weather and just being like, oh, thank God.
I know. Yeah, how about all the players who were complaining about the heat and the rain earlier in the summer? Now it's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, today felt like a game day, honestly, the weather.
Yeah, little hints of fall in the air today.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Jays? Based off all you've been seeing in your videos and been hearing, which position group do you feel did great so far this camp? I feel the running back group has been turning up.
Running back, wide receiver.
I feel like the corners are coming along a bit, and then the linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
I think we kind of underrate that group as a whole.
That's a good thing if that's true.
Yep. Next one from Ephraim. Is Dylan going to be locked in for the special team punt return?
Kick return. Jimmy will probably be the punt returner. If I were to guess.
I don't know.
That's my guess.
We'll have to ask. Jeffrey's asking where you can get the DNVR shirt. Go to thednvr.com or DNVR Locker.
DNVRlocker.com. By the way, I think we're dropping tomorrow.
Yeah?
New Buff shirt tomorrow.
Let's go.
I've planted the seed with those who I must. And I wanted to do it today. They said tomorrow's better.
That's a dope avatar from Jay. I like that buffalo looking thing. I think that's a buffalo. That is a buffalo.
Where?
It's like shaven.
Oh, yeah.
All right. What else we got? Eric, what's up, man? Coach Prime mentioned the team he inherited had dead eyes. What's the problem? Coaching, recruiting, or development? It was all three with the last staff.
Yep. Well, we got to talk about old stuff, Eric.
Eric again, with the Coach Prime being in Madden 24 as a mentor in superstar mode, do you think it will help with recruiting people to Colorado? Certainly couldn't hurt, for sure.
It will help.
It will, yep. And now we go to Jay with that sick avatar. How does it feel when the teacher, Coach Prime, lets the class know only 2 people got perfect scores? RK and Jake, what was the vibe in the room? Envy, happy for you.
As a coach would politically say in this situation, that's a question you just have to ask them.
Yeah, that's true. Well done.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But hopefully we get to attend that practice here soon.
Yep. We'll let you know. Jay again. Demetrius. Who do you guys think are the starting safeties and corners for TCU? I think in our last starting lineup projections, we had Travis, Shiloh, Trevor, Cormani.
That's what I would put today.
I don't think I'd change it either.
Yep.
What's up, Chris? Which walk-ons, if any, will make the travel to TCU? What's the travel
Alpine
team?
loves him some walk-ons.
He does. What's the travel team?
70 something.
77, 78, I think.
I think it's less. 73.
Okay. I'm sure we'll see some. Charlie will probably go for sure. I mean, the way Israel Solomon's been playing.
Yep.
Players like him. I don't know. Just thinking off the top of my head, it's probably who I would name.
We can probably get to 400 likes. What do you say, guys?
Yeah, crush that like button. Travis, who was the kicker who almost made the 65-yarder?
Jace.
Yeah, I'd bet it was Jace.
I think he's the only one who has that leg.
Mm-hmm. Jays again. Who is a old or new NFL player you would love to see on campus teaching those guys some stuff? That's a great question.
You know, the first person that came to my mind, not that they need more help at corner, but Champ Bailey would be amazing.
Oh, that'd be so dope.
Von Miller.
Von Miller would be sick.
We're obviously thinking of Broncos.
Right. I was going to throw out Tom Brady.
Tom Brady would be cool to see there, for sure. That's what I posted in our Madden chat yesterday because I got my 7th ring. So it's a picture of him with his 7 rings on.
Another player who Alton McCaskill said he watched, Eric Dickerson.
Yeah.
Coach's former teammate.
Yep.
Why not?
Why not? There's a lot of guys. I mean, we'll just keep seeing, but great question.
The spirit of the Buffs is downstairs.
Sadly.
The spirit of Buffs is still strong, though.
It is.
What's up, Jamel? What do you think of the CU version of Fall Camp? Very close to Hard Knocks College edition. It pretty much is.
It's awesome. I just wish there was more dialogue.
Yeah. And plays.
Yeah. But obviously, I think he's talking about like the official Buffs one.
Oh, the behind the Buffs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that's one of the great parts about Hard Knocks is there's so many like behind the scenes conversation. They're at people's houses. They're doing all this stuff. You really get to learn and get closer to the characters. So that's my only complaint. But otherwise, the cinematography on there is 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it was great. And I love seeing the stuff that we saw at Media Day, but now we got to see it truly through the camera's perspective.
Oh, Peyton Manning at practice?
Peyton Manning would be incredible.
That might be number 1 for me.
That's up there. We could rattle off names all day. What's up, Nicholas? What offensive player do you think will lead the team in explosive plays? Dylan? I may go Travis, actually.
Well, yeah.
Yeah?
Travis. But our explosive plays over 50?
Dylan. Jimmy's up there, too.
Yeah, man.
Are you going Jimmy?
I might go Jimmy. I'm having a big Jimmy Horn day.
Well, it makes sense. You spoke to him today. But
even yesterday, though, I was just watching Jimmy highlights.
Again, I love the way he runs.
You know, I don't know something I realized that I appreciate?
What?
Jimmy Horn has now played for 2 schools. Both mascots have horns.
Who's a horn team in the NFL?
Texans. Get out of here, yeah. What are some other horn teams?
I think that's it, right?
There's got to be more than one. There's no Bulls. Oh, Bills.
Bills, sure.
Vikings.
Vikings do have great pull.
Thank you.
I forgot. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Just about Jimmy and just the explosiveness. What Coach Kelly said after the scrimmage. Do you remember that? Just saying that we have a chance to be very really explosive on offense.
Yep.
And I think that was
Rams.
Rams good, obviously. But that was probably the biggest, I think, moment, other than the play we saw on the field, that I took away from that. Was if Coach Kelly really thinks that this team can be explosive, then damn, man, the sky's kind of the limit here.
Someone said Cowboys.
No, come on.
Bills, Texans, Vikings, Rams. I think we got them all.
Ken's asking to describe what type of fan you are on game days.
That's a really interesting question. Emotional. One way or the other, my emotion is going to show. I would say I'm very, especially when it comes to the Buffs, like supportive and optimistic. I would never like boo the players, obviously. I usually am like telling people to chill out if they're like freaking out at one guy.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I leave it all on the field. Wear my heart on my sleeve.
I mean, I'm of course a little different, I think, when it comes to the Buffs.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just so ready for Buffs games. When it comes to the Broncos, though, it's time to party.
I think you're a bit of a negative Broncos fan.
I am.
Yeah.
I expect a lot out of them.
I know.
I just want to see him go into the playoffs. I don't think I asked for too much.
I mean, it's really, we're really spoiled as Broncos fans.
We are.
Like, for me at least, I was born and like immediately, as soon as I started paying attention, they won back-to-back Super Bowls.
Right.
Same thing's kind of true with the Buffs. Like, they were just great immediately when I started becoming a fan.
Yeah.
Avs are the same way. They were just great immediately. So became very spoiled early. Thankfully, Avs and Nuggets are back to the top of the world. Buffs are on their way. And we'll see with the Broncos.
We'll see.
I just saw in the comments someone said Dylan fumbles too much.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I have no idea, dude. Jay Beeman, should we as fans be more excited about this team's defense or offense? It's got to be the offense, right?
Yes.
I mean, Travis is Travis, but the stuff he does on offense is just so special. And, of course, Shedeur.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the defense can be good, but the offense is – everyone's just going to want to watch the offense.
Yep. Eric says, Jake and RK, I'm sure throw a few back before, during, and after game day. I certainly do. If you're going to the press box, you
yeah, I definitely don't.
I only get 6 of those a year, sometimes 7.
Right.
It's literally my favorite thing in the entire world. So I just, I try to get there early, stay there late, enjoy every second of it.
I did enjoy the Buffs games last year where they were on the road and we just got to chill at the bar.
Yeah.
Those were fun.
They were.
Lone Wolf, will the media get to watch the next scrimmage? We haven't heard, and I doubt it.
Yeah. Maybe us.
Maybe us. Sean, what's up, man? Are y'all going to have a fantasy football league that includes fans?
I'm so over fantasy football.
I'm kind of done with it, too.
I'm in a dynasty league. My team sucks.
That was on you, though, dude.
No, I just had bad luck. Like, I drafted Saquon when he was still young, and then he tore his ACL 2 years in a row.
You made the pick.
Deshaun Watson was my quarterback.
That's
Then
a
all
tough
that
one too,
happened.
yeah.
Henry Ruggs was one of my top wide receivers.
All right. Well, we need that whole roster so that we need to know who to watch out for now. Moving forward.
For real. A lot of bad luck on that. Anyways, now that you can bet on player props,
I know.
that's my fantasy football.
We could probably set something up though, Sean. We could probably.
I'm sure the NFL people around here will.
What do you mean?
Like have a league.
We're drafting today for our office league here.
Well, there you go.
So
I guess they knew not to invite me because I would say no.
we could set something up though. Nicholas, what is your favorite game day food? I mean, we had illegal Pete's at the spring game. That was
I want
elite.
Barbecue.
Yeah, barbecue. I mean,
Any and all barbecue. And then I don't know if we already talked about this, but like I'm obsessed with spicy foods.
mm-hmm.
So anything that's spicy, whether that's wings. My dad does smoked hot links, like really hot ones.
Yeah,
those slap.
I'm a big fan of brats too.
Yep.
Game day brat.
Game day brat is solid.
Robert, when can we expect details on the TCU trip? We need to like share the tailgate site and stuff, I guess.
Well, we have that. I think he means like just all the details. I'm sure it'll be soon.
Has to be.
We're working with a third party on that, so that type of stuff is up to them.
So there you go.
But they do. It's not like they're experts at this stuff, so that's why we work with them.
Travis is asking when the next scrimmage is.
Probably next Saturday.
Maybe.
Sean said, "What barbecue spot are we hitting up in Fort Worth?" That's gonna have to be up to the chat to tell us where to go.
I thought someone had a barbecue spot for us.
I think they do.
Hold on here. Let me find this.
I don't know what this means. Todd said, "Can we get serious, guys? Season coming up, and we predicted to win 4 games." Are you talking to us? Yeah.
Ooh, DCB breakfast burritos for like an early game.
We're predicted to go undefeated. I just don't know.
Like
about
our show?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Breakfast burritos is an elite game day meal.
That is, especially for those 2 10 a.m. games.
Yes. I think there may be a scrimmage this weekend. I'm not sure, though. Is that it? All right.
One more like.
Smash that like button. Come on.
It'll come.
All right. It was a good show.
I cannot wait for barbecue. I want some barbecue right now.
Well, we may have to make a trip. Well, you got a meeting.
I know.
Sucks for you.
Dang it.
I'm going to lunch.
I'm so
All right.
sick of meetings.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's go Buffs.
Let's go Buffs.